Yeah, that's the official Tommy Clark time.
He's in Washington, D.C., talking to senators' aides about our county. So they're getting an earful over there.
Not necessarily.
Thanks.
Everyone please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, our meeting's called to order. At this point, we'll recess and go to the salary board.
Where is the minute for this? Where are we going? I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the March 12th one. As listed on the agenda.
Abstain.
I'll second that. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And 4.
Motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda with one question. We normally have a range for the salary based on education, experience. It's $30,000 per year minimum.
Well, I did some research on 6 class counties, and the detective position throughout Pennsylvania, the counties are paying anywhere between 25 to 50 for detectives. So we're adding the canine handler onto that too, which is obviously extra duty. So my hope was to be 30,000, and then after the probationary period, to bump it to 35.
Well, then I'll make the motion that the salary be a salary range of 30 to 37.5 based on experience, education, and of course it's under you, so you determine after probation where they go to.
And as a matter, as a matter of procedure, the minute should reflect that Jason entered the meeting at this point, and then he will exit the meeting after this motion.
I have another question for you. When you say per the county personnel manual, because I'm going to be asked this, will it include health insurance right from the start? Especially if it's
He
someone
is a county employee now.
The one candidate I know of is interested in doing it. I know he can't lose his health insurance. That would be the issue.
But if you hire a current county employee that has already fulfilled their 6-month probationary period, he carries his time with him, which would include his benefits, accumulated sick time, all that. So I'd say yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense to have that motion read that way?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Okay. President?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yes, he's fine with
Any other questions or comments? Yes.
And how many detectives do you have so far? If you add this one?
1.5.
1.5? And it says non-union position. Are there any employees in the whole county that are connected with any unions? Is everything non-union in this county?
The whole county's almost all union.
It is? Because I keep seeing non-union here.
Do you have someone in mind for this position already?
There is one interested candidate. We'll post, but I know there is one interested candidate.
Is that interested candidate the one whose job was terminated and she's now working at the...
No.
Not that person?
No.
Okay, thank you.
There was no second.
I thought Jason seconded.
He did. I
Oh,
made
I'm
the
sorry.
motion, Jason seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Now I leave, Kathy?
Now you can leave.
Yes.
Sign, please.
Well, you may stay, you just may not vote
9:04.
anymore.
I have to go to the barracks, so
Thank you.
thanks.
Motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Treasurer Bonick. Approve item 5 on the agenda. Questions or comments? Yes.
And who is the individual who is the safety manager for roads and bridges?
That is Sean Isby. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to
Item
approve
6.
item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
Right now, Sue is a member of the board on this.
Well, she can vote.
Present.
I'll second it. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I depart now?
You can depart now. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Treasurer Benedict to approve item 7 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Go ahead, Kathy, you wait.
Well,
Motion to approve item number 8 is
No.
listed on the agenda.
no, because you're eliminating their birthdays.
For the contract.
How about, yeah, how about eliminating the birthdays as one of 2 floating holidays?
This
Because
was
isn't that,
already negotiated. This
I know,
was
that's
by
what
the
they
union.
negotiated, wasn't it? 2 floating holidays.
Right.
So you're replacing, well, shouldn't the motion reflect what was negotiated? Which
The
was,
second motion talks about the second holiday. The next motion.
okay, well then this is eliminated as a floating holiday, instead of just eliminating the birthday day.
The day is being eliminated.
We wanted it clarified.
Well, what it's doing is the floating holiday. We're
I know,
allowing
can't you say
people.
that? Can't you just say,
I think we
eliminate
are.
it as a floating holiday?
That's what it says.
No, it says they're gonna use their floating holiday this year, and then next year you're eliminating it. But it doesn't, it doesn't,
Starting
in lieu of another day as a floating holiday.
Well,
Because from reading these motions, I didn't know that they were having 2 floating holidays.
there's 2 floating holidays. So the first floating holiday this year, they can still use their birthday because some of them have already used it because the contract just got passed. So we're allowing them to still continue to use it this year.
I know,
Then for next year, it'll be per the contract. The contract says there's 2 floating contracts.
but it's not clear in these motions to me.
Clear to me. Clear to you, President?
Well, that may be because you have more, you know,
But
more
it only
into
makes
the
sense
contract.
when you
When
do
I
9.
talk to the girls in the office who are in the residual union, it wasn't clear to them either.
Well, they should be getting that information from their union steward and their union leadership.
Why is this, can't you just put that word in there?
Which word do you want?
All right, never mind.
Well, tell me which word you want. I'm not
As a
sure.
floating, as, will be eliminated as one of their floating holidays.
Okay.
I'll make the motion as amended by Kat. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
I'll second that. All right, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 9.
Motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Questions or comments?
But then that, then that will also be another floating holiday, not December,
Well,
not,
this year, the floating holiday is
Just for this
December
year.
26th. Each year, we'll determine what the floating holidays are.
okay, so then we're gonna have to have, are we not, separate, the listing of the holidays?
It'll be included in the holiday listing. So before the end of this year, we'll have
Okay,
scheduled
and that'll-
holidays,
because that'll
which
have to
will
change.
include the floating holidays.
Okay, thank you, I just wanna be clear.
Not a problem. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 10 is listed on the agenda.
Second that one. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 11.
Motion to approve item number 11 is listed on the agenda.
Second that. Questions or comments on item 11?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it says, depending on appropriate certifications and proficiencies,
right.
how does one achieve the $17 an hour status?
There's different, as it says, there's different levels of certification you can take, depending on what classes you take and what tests you take will award you different certifications that are used in that field. And the more certifications you get, and depending on which certification, will determine how high up the salary schedule you go.
Now here comes the real question. Who pays for the classes?
Most of the classes are of no charge. There's only a few that I know of that have a cost to the county.
To the county.
To the county. The county pays for
The
it.
county pays for the education and then the person gets the raise.
Right.
Oh, what that's a double winner.
Bruce, you think it was so great, we'd keep more 911 dispatchers. But you see how many of them have come and gone in the last year. That's one of the problems.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comment on the salary board.
Motion to close the salary board.
Second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Salary board's closed, we're back to the commissioners meeting. It is 9:10 a.m.
Motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
Did we do 4 already? We did 4 first.
Thought we did.
No, we did 4, and we did that in the salary board, we didn't do it in this one.
Motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
Second that, motion to approve item 4, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve 5.
That's very good. Second.
Motion to approve item 5, which is the cash disbursements and electronic transfers, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item 6, we have a couple employee service recognition awards. Raleigh's not here. We have Raleigh Brink with 20 years of service, he's not here. And we have Mary Nolde that has 10 years of service. Mary, if you come on up. Congratulations and thank you for your services to the county.
Motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion to approve item 7. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 8, I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hall, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 8. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion to approve item 9 on the agenda by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall with MCM Consulting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion for 10.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hall, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 10 for the electric service with Constellation Energy. Questions or comments? And this is for a period of 1 year. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve item number 11 is listed on the agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 11 on the agenda, which is training for the Black Log. Questions or comments? Yes.
Now, who's being trained for this $5,800 course?
It's
Is it for
several different people in the Commissioner's office that deal with the software. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 12, I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hall, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve an agreement with Pictometry. Questions or comments? Yes.
And why is this needed? They need more GIS county.
What this does, it gives us the aerial maps for the GIS for the 911 center. So when they're doing the calls, they have the ability to see where the roads are and the streets are and houses are. It also will be used with assessment too. It does give a component for assessment also.
So right now you don't have aerial maps?
The last aerial maps we had were
A long time ago. 80s, 90s?
80s or 90s, yeah.
So
They're way
this-
outdated.
So it's going to cost anywhere from $119,000 to $366,000.
Right. Depending on what we finally settle on, it's either going to be a one flyover or a multiple flyover 6-year period. And depending on how many other companies we can get to go in on with us,
Now-
to purchase the maps from us.
So the maps will be showing everything, with all of the industrialization in our county also?
Mhm.
You'll be able to see the whole thing?
Mhm.
And then where is this money coming from? What fund?
This will be Act 13.
This
Any
is Act
funding we
13?
use is Act 13. Any other funding that comes will be either from grants or from sales.
And why did you decide to use something like this for Act 13?
Because it needed to be done.
And what does it fall under? Under what allowable funding? There's about 8, let's say there's 13 different things.
GIS is one of the fundings,
GIS?
yes. Any other questions? Yes.
Will the mapping be available to public viewing or?
My understanding is, at this point, is yes.
Edna?
How much of an invasion of privacy does this constitute?
None.
So you're gonna send a mapper over my property to take a look at my property and photograph it and determine what's on it? That's not an invasion of privacy?
You can see it on Google right now.
It's still an invasion of privacy, wherever I can see it. So if a drone comes over my property, I don't have to say, where's your warrant?
Well, it depends on what the drone's doing.
Doesn't matter what the drone is doing, it'll be shot down, but that's another story. We're not gonna enter into that yet.
Right answer, Edna.
Is this,
I've already got it
is
positioned.
this something, what is the motivation for this? Besides, we'd like to have a clearer picture of what everyone's home looks like. Is this something
No, that's
driven by
not
the
the
state,
clear-
the feds, the EPA,
No,
whatever?
no. The whole issue of this is for the 911 center, so they have updated aerials, so they can do their jobs more efficiently.
Why would they need an updated aerial to
Hmm.
go to a stated place on the map?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's used in their call procedures, it's used on emergency services, accesses, E-grades, places they can get in, places they can't get in.
And anyone could come to the courthouse and take a look at someone else's property.
Well, I don't know if they can look at everybody's property. I think there's a level as to who can see what. And I don't have that answer for you today, but I can get that for you.
That's where I'm going. If you're doing a complete revamp of the aerial photography, I understand why the sheriff might need it.
Mhm.
But then if someone wanted to come into the courthouse that represented some corporation where they wanted to sell stuff or they wanted to push stuff, they can just come in and take a look at it also.
You can do that now.
You do that now?
Well, one more invasion of privacy.
Well,
It isn't anything, Bruce, with this that they can't already do.
Right.
One of the big issues with this one is assessment. The buildings that are on those pictures there have been there and some of them are gone because it's been so long since we've done it. Quite often somebody will put up a barn, put up a building, they don't get a building permit, something changes. We don't have enough assessment people to be running around every piece of property in the county. This will give them the ability to pull up.
Well, here's one thing, this is personal, but because it does affect me, here's one thing the county should consider, and I mentioned this once before, instead of letting people go 3 years without paying taxes, maybe you should go after them every year and a half, or every 2 years.
That's by state law, we don't have any control over that. Who?
Call Tina and Sandy.
any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 13.
Motion to approve item number 13 is listed on the agenda.
I second that. Item 13, Commissioner Jean Greco, signed by Commissioner Hall, to approve the residual bargaining unit contract. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
With two floating houses.
The two floating houses.
Your turn, President, 14.
I'll make a motion for 14.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hall, second by Commissioner Jean Greco, to approve item 14. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 15 is listed on the agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, to approve item 15 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 16. Make a motion for item 16.
Second.
Got a motion and a second for item 16. Any other questions on item 16? All in favor? Aye. Say aye.
Yeah, I'd say aye, did I? No, aye.
At this point, we have public comment on Commissioners meeting. Bruce?
Just an observation, we have a lot of people that work for the county that are on our roads, and they inspect our bridges, and they drive through the whole county here, there, and everywhere. Suggestion perhaps, I don't know if the commissioners can do it, if they notice that there's an unusual amount of garbage appearing on county property, or personal property, on gas, near gas drilling property, that might be a good way to find out who's polluting our pristine environment without having to hire anyone else.
Do you have a certain area, Bruce, that you've been seeing things?
I've been seeing a lot in Forest Lake Township lately. There's a lot of drilling by Cabot right now. And the roads are littered with soda cans, garbage.
And they only appear when they're working on the road.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
spent most of the day Saturday picking up a bag of garbage along my road. And
Okay.
I know where it came from.
Okay. Go down Warner Road, Susquehanna
Hamlin
County.
Road.
Hamlin Road, Warner Road.
I know, it's all over. It's a mess.
Okay.
I
Don't
don't think,
disagree with you.
I just don't think the kids in the county all of a sudden got the idea to just go down every road and toss garbage.
No. They're not.
Okay. Any other public comment? Yes, sir.
This week, we had 2 new incidents in Dimmock and in Brooklyn, where we had a fish kill in a pond, private pond, next to a gas well that's been leaking, a Cabot gas well that's been leaking and being worked on for 13 months. All the fish came up dead, and now it's being investigated by the DEP, by Cabot, and Fish and Boat. Then also we have a new water contamination in Brooklyn on Turnpike Road. The resident there complained about white water, chemical smell, and now investigation there by Cabot, DEP, and they're getting a water buffalo, which is a water container to get replacement water. They had pre-tests. This family has loads of pre-tests, so we have that in their favor, and we'll see what comes out. What I'd like to know is, we now have 7 sections in our county with water contamination issues. We need to have, and I know I discussed it with you last time, we need for you, if you can, make a proclamation, like you've been doing proclamations, that we have a water emergency in this county. We have people, 7 sections, families, dozens of them in our county, that have water contamination since gas drilling and gas drilling near them. You need to go to the governor and ask for help. We need water lines to every one of these sections. And from Montrose Water, unless, of course, Montrose Water gets contaminated next, because they're within a mile of gas wells right now. I'm asking for an emergency water proclamation from you, and I'd also asking you, inviting you, to come and see the latest families who are contaminated and visit them, which, as far as I know, you have not visited any families personally in this county in the past 6 years.
Well, that would be a assumption on your part that would
So
probably not be true.
So is it true? Have you visited any families personally the past 6 years?
Yes, I have.
So I'm asking you to visit now the latest ones who have pre-tests, who are contaminated now, and the contamination continues to this day, even with all the extra casings, all the extra regulations, and the precautions. So I'm requesting that, and I'm concerned about the water, and I'd like to present you with
Don't bring that up here.
some contaminated
Do
water,
not bring that up here.
and then I'll just hold it.
Go back to your chair. Wait for
This
the
is
desk.
for you. You can have this later. You can have it. And also want to let you know that we have investigators in this county, as of Monday, high officials who are investigating all the people who feel that the elected officials are not helping them enough, and they're left on their own, and they're needing help. So they're investigating since Monday. Just to let you know, anybody else who would like to have an investigator talk to you, if you haven't had enough help from the DEP or any other, or your county officials, local officials, see me after the meeting. Thank you.
Any other comments? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Do you keep track of the number of families that have water replacement in the county?
No, that would be a DEP issue.
You don't have any liaison between the gas company? They tell you how
We
many
don't.
families?
No, that's with DEP. That's
Oh.
all state organizations that run that and control that.
Right, but you don't have any interest in keeping a total number on how many people are being supplied by the gas company with water?
This is all handled again. These are all state agencies that are responsible for the water and the contamination, DEP, state government, they're doing their jobs. We let them do their jobs.
And then do they give you they don't give you a number then? They don't say,
No.
because you're the county commissioners, this is how many families? Would you think you'd want to know that, or, I mean, you are the county commissioners, would you like to keep track of the number of people that are getting water replacement, either by the gas company or of their own personal?
Well, that's a responsibility again between DEP, the water, the state, and the agencies themselves. Yes.
Then I would like to request that you request from the DEP, since you are the county commissioners, you live in the county, the list of all the people who are getting replacement water and who have contaminated water in our county. So you have a list. So if anybody comes in here, they maybe can ask you to see the list and see the growing list. So can you please do that?
Any other questions or comments? Yes.
Also like to know that I haven't seen Mary Ann Warren, Commissioner Warren, here for several meetings, and I heard that she's very ill and she has cancer. Can you verify that?
No comment. Any other questions? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. 9:26.
I wanted to respond to that lady as she left. Who was that lady?
What would you
State agencies.
What would you like to say?
These state agencies are not very cooperative with us.
All right.
That's, I didn't want to open that in the meeting, but they're not very cooperative. Our emergency management people have attempted to get lots of information from them. They are not cooperating with them, trying to get the gas companies to let us know what's going on. It's been a real burden.
Well, now that the cameras are off, something that was brought up when we had our trouble a few years ago, you really should have a sign-in sheet.
Yes, you can have a sign-in sheet. And also, if they're
Have
not,
it at the township meetings. This is the big show.
and if they're not cooperating, can't you make complaints to the governor? Can't you make complaints to your representatives that they're not cooperating?
We have gone up the food chain, but they apparently don't want to be bothered either.
Well, that's why the investigators are here from the state. They're listening to complaints about DEP besides local officials. DEP is not responding to you. We'll let them know also. And then if you'd like to talk to them, how they do not respond to you.